Okay, now I'm putting the light leaks together. And I want to show you real quick, as you know I got most of them done. So I'm going to do these blue. Here, blue, like the wavy side. Put it between a bag. Take your hammer. Hit it in the center, or near the center. That didn't break. There we go. And take your clear glue. Put some glue on the edges, just like this. I'm doing 2 at one time. And each one will be different. I did get some of them, I did 2 of each color. Some of them I did 3 or 4, but they'll have different frit colors inside. So following this exactly like, keeping them in order along the edges. And these were smaller. I should have showed you before I broke it, but that's okay. These are 1/2 inch smaller. So leaves that little bit of room where my the frit will go in. Okay. See? And we can put this little bit in there. So this one is a big piece, but that's okay. Each one's different, and each one is going to sell because people love all the light leaks people make. And just put them all in, keeping them in order. I like to go back and forth a little bit just to make sure, because if it's a lot of pieces, everything needs to fit closer. But if it's a little bit of pieces, everything can go further apart. Sometimes if there's so many pieces, you want to take it off the edge a little bit to give it a little bit more room so the frit can fit in there. Or maybe even take off a piece. So see how that's tight? This one's tight because there's a lot of pieces compared to this one. So if you take it off the sides just a little, it will give it a little bit more room. Space them out because you want room for and if you like putting lights under these, for night lights, it's a great night light. And for night lights, you might want to use clear at the bottom instead. So it shines through a little bit. But because I'm putting glow-in-the-dark powder, and the glow-in-the-dark powders are whitish, not completely white. I'm just going to show, and then I'll put frit over it. Transparent frit over it, I should say. Keeping it as light colors, no dark colors, because the light will not shine. I might even just use some clear on some of these, like these dark ones over here. I might just use clear and put a little bit of color for it so it doesn't take too much, because dark absorbs the light. It doesn't let it shine like the lighter colors. There we go. Just put them on there. Sure it's flat. There you go. There you go. Now, normally I let these sit overnight, and I'm going to, but I'll show you one before. I'm not sure where this one went. That's okay. It still looks good in the middle. I just do this in a paper bag. And then once I'm done, I put it up and then put it in the garbage. And then another piece will go. Use it until you can't use it anymore. So I'm going to do one. It took a while to do this setting up. The glass, fine. Helped my husband a little bit on putting the water heater in, lifting it up on the new water heater. So it is 12 o'clock right now, 12 o'clock at night. So it took a lot longer, just as you can see, than just to cut the circles. It took so much longer. So this one's dry. Nope, it's not dry. I lied. Which ones did I do first? This one? It's pretty dry. See that? Spin this one over here. Out of the way. Okay. So what I do, if I take my mixture of glow-in-the-dark powder, this one's green, but it doesn't look green. But if we shut off the lights, it will be green. So my mixture, there's a video on one of my other videos, the ghost video, that shows how I mix this up and use it. So if you want to know, let's follow it. Have your safety goggles. These are my new safety goggles because I can't see without them. So you got yours, and you glow in the dark powder, and your spoon. And I don't have my spoon, I will get it. Here we go. And your mask. I gotta get my mask on. Hold on. Gotta find my mask. It was here a second ago. I found it. Told you it was here. Gotta wear your mask. My Milwaukee mask. There we go. Sorry if I sound muffled, but masks are important. And I want a paper underneath it. Because glow-in-the-dark powder is not cheap. And not at all. Tax laws. I'm an accountant, so we'll use this though. Either way, I'm going to put the lid under it. And I'm just going to put this down in the middle as much as possible. There we go. I'm going to get this way. Take it up. Take it around. Just trying to be all nice about it, but I don't think there's no nice. Nice is not present in trying to do this. It's not a word I should be using. Gob it on there. Brush it off. Use your finger. Use a brush. This glow-in-the-dark powder is safe, so it's actually, you can make it, put it on dishes and eat off of it. But it won't stay on glass, so I don't know how you do that. But it's made for pottery, or it's used for pottery. I don't know if it's made for pottery, but I get it from Nuclear Science, and it is amazing. I'll put pictures at the end of some of the glow-in-the-dark items that I make with it. And it's not made for glass. It's not the glow-in-the-dark glass powder that you see sold in the stores. This one can be full fused. We've taken it up to 1500 degrees and it still works. And we've had mushrooms out there for a couple years out in our yard. And we have snow, we have humidity. My family lives in Arizona, so there's heat out there. and they work out there too. So I love, love, love this glow-in-the-dark powder. See? Now, I'm doing a green one, the green on a blue one. I won't do it on the other one. I'll pick a different color. But I tried to get a variety. So there's 24 here. So I divide that by 3. And that's how many I'll make. And then I'll take my little makeup brush. If I can find it. This is too big, but maybe I can get some of it. I'm working in the kitchen, so most of my stuff's in the studio. It's a little bit bigger here to videotape or to record. And sometimes it's hard when you have sleeves, but I like working with long sleeves. Even during the summer when it's 93 degrees in the house, I still have my sleeves. Oh no, it's okay, it works. I still have my long sleeves. I usually work in a sweatshirt. You probably see my other videos, I'm probably always in a sweatshirt. Never know what piece of glass is going to come down on you. So you got to protect yourself. And because I'm in Connecticut, I was born and raised, I'll take this mask off. I was born and raised in Arizona, so I'm used to that dry heat. So Connecticut's heat is humid, but the kilns help dry out the air because it's so hot. So I'm not going to mess with that too much. And then I put a little hairspray on it. Spray it up here. Usually I do it over the sink, but we're going to do it here. Oh no, we were going to do it here. There it goes. Come on. There we go. Let it sit for a bit. And then save some of this here. Let it dry, but we're not going to let it dry. Hold on. Okay, so got myself some yellow frit. Had to pause it. Actually went and crushed it up. So for those that don't know, I make my own frit. For those that are new to the channel. And what I do is I put it in the oven, pieces of glass in the oven at 600 degrees, or the highest your stove will go, for an hour. After it's preheated, I put it in there for an hour, and then I put it in ice water. Then I drain the ice water, drain the water, and put the glass, spread it out on a cookie sheet, put the glass back in the oven at 250 for an hour, and it dries it all out. And then it's all crunchy. They're bigger pieces, but then I smush them with the hammer as I need them. I keep them in big Home Depot, Lowe's, big old, what is it, 5-gallon buckets. And then I crush them as I need them. But clear, I always have clear. So then I put this, and I don't mind it getting on the blue. I kind of want them over. And because this will be a full fuse, these will melt into the glow-in-the-dark powder. Just try to cover it up. Oh, that glow-in-the-dark powder. Try to get it in there. I mean, you can put yellow powder over it, but yellow powder is so thick And you really want just one layer of yellow over these so that the glow in the dark, because the thicker it is, you know, the more layers it is, the darker it will be. And so the glow in the dark powder will not show through. We want it to show through. It looks awesome during the day. Looks great at night. The thing is, the only part that shows on these, like the other ones I was showing you, this mushroom, which this is done on a flower mold from Creative Paradise. What is it? The flower mold that does the irises. And I use it for my mushrooms. But all the white's going to glow in the dark. You'll see some glow in the dark through here, but not nearly as much. These, you're only going to see the glow in the dark where the glow in the dark is. It will show a little bit on some of them depending on how light the glass is. Like, these blue ones will show through. These might show through a little bit, but not nearly as much as this. And another way I've done these is I've did a contour fuse, got the sides all rounded before I put the glow in the dark powder on, instead of doing the oh my gosh, the glue, and then put the glow in the dark powder on and this and the glass. This way what happens is you can leave more texture on it. But these ones, what I'm going to do, haven't decided for real, but I might do, I'm going to do a full fuse, but if I think it needs texture, which some of them might, then I will go through and put a few of the same glass on top, and a mixture of yellow and blue probably, and then tech fuse it so it has a little texture, because mushrooms have little dots. Not all mushrooms, but some mushrooms do. Here we go. Usually I'm not this slow. Usually it goes pretty fast, but I'm trying to be a little neater without cutting my finger again. Just put it on there, and it's okay if it goes over. Like I said, just get the glow-in-the-dark powder covered. That's the important thing. These will, I mean, if there's a spot open, the glass, if you have it tight enough, the glass will melt in because it's going to be a full fuse. Okay, it's the next morning, you guys. I looked at the video and it cut out on me. I was finishing up the blue and yellow, this one. But this is what it looks like after I got the frit on there. So now we get to do the rest of them. So this time I'm going to do blue on French vanilla, so you'll get a reaction. But let's get this green in here. I tried to do all the same, use up the green, then go to the blue one, and then go to the aqua glow in the dark powder. Let's go here, a little bit, spread it on. So that's not 11 in the morning or 12 o'clock. At midnight, I can pay more attention to what I'm doing. Here we go. I got the video up for cutting the circles this morning, and I was going to add this to it, but because it cut out, I figured, and the other video is 20 minutes long, I figured I would make this its own video to be, you know, and then brush it off. Brush, 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 brush. Brush. My husband finally got the water heater hooked up that he was working on last night, so that's good. I'll have hot water here soon. And There we go. See? Try to get as much of the glow-in-the-dark powder off the top because it makes because it doesn't really soak in to the glass because it's not made for glass, so it will be very rough. The glass will be rough after it's fused. So make sure as much of it off as possible. Okay, let's use the lid. And now spray it. I'll do one more before I put the glass. Let this dry just a tad bit. Let's do a different one. This one, sit right here. That's this one. This one will take a lot of powder. Maybe I'm going to use that for blue because I have more blue glow-in-the-dark powder. And I think that blue. So let's use the smaller one. I mean, same size. Smaller. You'll use less glow-in-the-dark powder. So all you do, just take it around. Take it around. There we go. There we go. Spray this. Let that sit a bit. Let go. Let's put some of this on here. Now, because there's going to be a reaction, I'm going to put thicker on here after this little bit dries. I love the reaction of French vanilla and blue. This is such a, you know, if I left it clear without the, left the French vanilla by itself without extra around it, it will look too plain, I think. So I always add extra. And I love, love, love the reaction. Here we go. Almost done. Now, when I slump my mushrooms, I know there's mushroom molds or whatever, but I just take mold, my bowl molds, any molds I can, and sometimes I use the bottom of them. Got the same texture. I flip them over and slump them over, or I use a bowl mold and slump into it or drape over. You know, you get different textures depending on how you do. And I like the nice wavy bowl molds. I like the flower molds that from Creative Paradise has. I use a lot of those. I just find anything cups, if you want to like a nice big or significant drape. There we go. And see, without my mess, that's it. And now a whole bunch more to do, but I'll get it done. Let's spray this. And then it will be ready to go down in the kiln. Nice and easy. I'm going to do this one with blue too, because I think the blue is going to come out great with this dark color. Kind of reminds me of trees, a forest, and the water running through the forest. And again, I'm going to do a few full fuse. And we get this all in there. It's easier with the spoon. And this is how I make my light makes. And then I do the normal full fuse. And then I slump them over different bowls, cups, stainless steel cups. I drape them over stainless steel cups. I drape them over upside down bowls. I fuse them into bowls, you know, my normal molds, or a ceramic bowl. I like to all the different. No mushroom's the same. And when you're selling them, people buy more because they can't decide, do they want this in this shape? Do they want this in this color? Do you know, they just really like mushrooms. I had one of my daughter's friends line her, when she was getting married, the aisle with mushrooms. It was so pretty. She had so many compliments. You can do anything with mushrooms. They're not just for outdoors. And mushrooms, people love mushrooms. They're an in thing now. I just let them know that I have to charge extra if they want to just lick them. Just kidding. No, I do say that, but they love it. It's a nice icebreaker. It gets them talking and asking. Now, to show them off at shows, we use black lights, but the black lights really make it glow. A lot more than if it was just by itself. So we let them know that it won't be this powerful right, you know, it will be right away, and then it will dull in about 10 to half hour, and then it will just glow, and it lasts all through the night. 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll post a picture of my glow-in-the-dark mushrooms that were sitting in the dark all night long, and at 6, 7 o'clock in the morning, they were still glowing. I'm going to add some extras. Don't know what it's going to do. Probably the reaction, because this is a reactive glass. There we go. And we've got a whole 3 done. So it's going to take a while, but I'll get these all done in the kiln. Until next time, thank you. Bye. And here is the other set. There we go. Let's see if I shut the door, if they'll glow in the dark. Nope, not yet. Okay, I'm getting ready to slump. As you see, these are different bowls. They're upside down. that. Sure, that one's a little, there we go. And these are upside down. These are slumping, fusing. Okay. Hi everyone. I am here to do the mushrooms, put them together. We got the light leaks. These will glow in the dark too. And then I have the little dots glow in the dark here. These ones, only the light part glows in the dark. Okay, so what we use to put it together, we have JB Weld clear, painter's tape for our difficult ones like this. There's pretty difficult. We have our cups, whatever you use. We have the shot glass and the condiment cups. And then we have a scale that we got from Harbor Freight for about $15. It's nice because it's to the 0.1 grams. It's like the closest we found that actually works. There's others that say they are that close, but they weren't. Oh, and popsicle sticks. Can't forget our popsicle sticks. Okay, so I will start putting the JD Weld in. You start with A or B, it doesn't matter, but I start with A. And turn on the scale first, and it will weigh the cup, so it's zeroed out. See if you can see that. It's all zeroed out. And then you put it in. We're going to do 10 ounces of each one. 10 grams of each one. And then mix it for a minute. And that will do 10 mushrooms. Let's go. Almost there, 9.4. There we go, exactly 10. And then make this to 20. Oops, 20.1, but I don't think that matters. And then you mix it for about a minute. There's something pink in there. I don't know what it is, but let's mix this up. And I'm going to have my husband mix it while I get everything together. He's going to stir it for us, so I can set everything, so you don't have to watch us stir for a minute. You can watch me set up instead. Now we save these weird ones for last. This is from one of the Creative Paradise flower molds. I just love using their different molds.
As a side note, when you're mixing the epoxy, make sure you scrape the insides of whatever container you're doing to get the epoxy mix. You don't want to just randomly stir like this and then not have it mixed well, because the stuff is sticky. So make sure you scrape, mix, and get a very well combined epoxy mix for a minute.
Make sure you put a covering down, because if it gets on your countertop, it doesn't come off, trust me. While he's mixing that, I'm going to show you some of the molds. This is one of the flower molds from Creative Paradise. This is the iris, the iris mold for the bottom portion of it. This is one of the other flower molds. I like how wavy it is. So normally what I do is I set them all up, and I'm doing 48 today. I set them all up in a row, and then we bang, bang, bang. He puts this JD Weld on, and I put the little caps. They're little caps for their Charlotte, and they're rough. They've got lettering on them, so it makes it very easy to stick. It doesn't come apart. We use some flat ones from Amazon that were for furniture, like a furniture leg, so they don't scratch your floor, and they're a little plastic. They don't work. We used paint thinner and acetone to clear off the black barcodes. And then we have a pipe. This is a used one, sorry. And we use about 8.5 inch pipe, and we have it at an angle. We cut so it's easier to put in the ground. This goes on, of course, after we glue these on. And I think we're ready to go. Let's see how fast this goes. Are you ready? Okay. And we just, it goes a little faster if we do it together.
And you're using about 2 grams per mushroom, give or take. Sometimes you get a little bit too much, but it's okay.
And kind of push them down. Don't wiggle them back and forth. Just push it down. And it takes about 5 minutes for this stuff to set for those that have not used it. And probably 12 hours to 24 hours let it sit. These should be ready in the morning for me to take because we have a show this weekend. So it's what, 10 o'clock tonight. And we'll have it set. Oh, yeah, he used a little bit too much there. But that's okay. It's underneath. Nobody will see it.
And we're actually getting just about 12 out of the 20 grams that we're using.
Yeah, that's the 10th one right there.
Oh, never mind, it's 10 because I can't count.
You're 12 total. You're on the 10th one.
I thought we were on rows of 5.
Nah, we needed room for our tummies. Here we go.
And just keep in mind, if you do have leftover epoxy, it does get fairly hot if you have a lot of it in a cup. So it shouldn't burst into flames, but don't hold on to the cup after it starts setting. So
and don't throw it in the garbage till after it sets, and then take it to the outside garbage. Okay, we will finish these up, and I will show you when I get to the flower show. I will show you them all set up. Okay, thank you. Till tomorrow.